Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, can be live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic sparkling day. Excuse me. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1474. No matter what happens, today is always super fantastic and sparkling. And I will tell you this, everything was going fine. And then I got a phone call. And this is going to be a very emotional one tonight. It is not going to be very long. The phone call was from the vet. On Thursday, when Zephy went to have her teeth cleaned, I'd noticed there was this little small, about this big lump on the mass on her leg, on the inside of her back leg. And at first I thought it was an overgrown tick. And I did the tick removal stuff on it because you kill the tick first and then you remove it. Is how I used to do it with Gus. And so I did that. And but when I looked at it after I put the tick stuff on it because I was going to move it around and I didn't want to make sure that the tick was dead. Turned out it wasn't a tick. It was a mass. It was this little tiny mass on the inside of her back leg. So I had them have a look at it while she was under getting her teeth cleaned. They did a biopsy of it. And then this morning they came back and called me to tell me that this mass is a mast, M-A-S-T, cell tumor, and it needs to come off. And yes, it did test positive for cancer. So it has not been a good day. I have been struggling very hard. And as soon as I heard that, this saying, no matter what happens today is always super fantastic and sparkling, popped into my head. To say emotions have been running well today has been an understatement. I have had flashbacks to Brad and his treatments that he had with his almost 10-year battle with cancer. And I've been hugging Zephy a lot, and she's just sort of like, what the frig is going on with you? Picking her up wherever I can, having cuddles with her and that sort of stuff. There's been a lot of tears shed today. And that saying, no matter what happens today is always super fantastic and sparkling, I first wrote that on September the 23rd, 2017, on the board next to Brad's bed at home where he was laying, and he was gone less than 24 hours after I had written that on the whiteboard next to his bed. So that has a lot of meaning, that saying to me, that doesn't matter what happened. The good part is that we may have caught it early. They won't know until they remove it. So she does have to go in and get it removed. So I'm just trying to get through in the insurance company to say, hey, we've got to get this thing taken off her leg. Are you guys going to cover it? Basically. And so as soon as I get the go ahead from them, we're going to get her scheduled as soon as possible to get in and take this mass off her leg. But it really is the size of an overgrown tick. It looks like a tick that's had way too much to eat. But yeah, so it did come back positive for cancer. So it has not been a good day for that. And of course, having to let people know and friends know and that sort of thing. So this is our first public announcement of it. And we'll keep you updated on things. But it's been for me, it's been a very emotional roller coaster, lots of flashbacks. So it's been a tough day getting that stuff done, getting that taken care of. Little things have been setting me off. Usually I'm a pretty calm person, but not this time around. Not this time around. I'm an emotional wreck. But I keep thinking that, today is always super fantastic and sparkling. There is some silver lining in there. And oh, there you are. You did come back. She just went and ate some dinner. Actually, I think it was left over from breakfast. But we'll get it taken care of as soon as possible. But they assure me that because we've caught it where we've caught it, if they need to get it off there immediately so it doesn't spread to her spleen, to her bones, to her lungs. And they said it's going to be, she said that then they hit me with the hard stuff of saying, after the surgery, she'll be in a lot of pain, so we'll be giving her painkillers. And that's really hard for me because you know, her background is that she was abused for the first 5 months of her life. She was rescued. Her and her brother were rescued when they were 5 months old. They've both been tied up and beaten and abused for the first 5 months of their lives. And she was 8.5 months old when I adopted her. She's been my solid companion through all the travels that I have done since November of 2017. And I have to tell you, she is the best traveler ever. She will sit up there on the passenger seat in the RV, and she just sits there and she kind of just sits on one hip and just relaxes back against the back of the seat and starts whining until we get out. Because through the campground, you got to do like 10 miles an hour. Yeah, she doesn't like 10 miles an hour. But as soon as and so she will whine all the way through the campground until you get out on the road, and then you hit the accelerator and you can get up to 35. And then she's no sound. She's like, now we're moving. Because her thing is that, well, the thing that we had is that whenever we would drive into a campground, after I'd been in the office and checked us in and we're going to our campsite, because we're going at like 10 miles an hour, I would allow her up on the dashboard on the condition that she lay down. I said, if you stay standing up, you're off there and you're back on your harness or back being belted in. And so if she was standing, I was going, look, lay down or get off. And so she'd lay down. And then I could see my side mirror, which was fine. But the thing was that when we're leaving, she also, she thought, well, it's only 10 miles an hour. You let me sit up there. And so I have all these thoughts running through my head. It's like, one, you're going too slow. And two, it's sort of like, I'm allowed up there when we come in at 10 miles an hour. Why can't I be up there now? So I have to tell her, because when we get to the gate, we're going to put the foot down. I don't have time to buckle you in. But, she's been wondering what's wrong with Mum today. Mum's all up. My emotions are all over the place. The littlest things are setting her off. So that was hard to hear that news today. And I got it at like 10:20 this morning when I was about to get online for a call that I was supposed to be on for Zoom. And it was like 10:19 or 10:20. And I saw the vet's name come up. So I answered it. And I didn't make my call. So it's been a bit of an emotional roller coaster. It's going to continue to be as I process everything. But the silver lining is that we have caught it early. Hopefully we've caught it early enough that we can get it removed off there. The thing I don't like is that she's going to be in pain and on pain meds until it heals and it stops hurting her. And I don't like anything that hurts her. The fact that she's going to be in pain afterwards, that really upsets me, because my goal with her is to make sure that she has a really good, loving home and that she's comfortable and that nothing ever hurts her again. Well, except for the times that Mum accidentally steps on her paw or her tail because she suddenly comes up behind you and you trip over her when you take a step back because you don't realize she's there, because she's like a little stealth dog. And you look like she's like that. What are those horror movies where the doll keeps moving? You look and the room's fine, and then you look again and there's this doll sitting in the middle of the room. That's what Zephy's like. You can go into you can be in the room and there's nothing in there. She's not in there. She's in some other part of the house or the RV. When we're in the RV, she'll be in some, and you can't see her at the time. And then you turn to do something, you turn back, and all of a sudden she's sitting right there next to you, and you haven't heard her move. You haven't even heard the jingle of her tags or anything. She's my little stealth dog. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Hey, sweetie girl. So we're going to get this lump removed and get it assessed, and then I guess there'll be testing after that to make sure that there's no cancer throughout her body. So tonight we are asking for prayers, healing thoughts, healing energies, positive thoughts, positive energies, whatever that you can send us virtually with hugs and thoughts into the universe, for healing for Zephy and calmness for me. But most of all, just the healing for Zephy, that we catch it, that we have caught it early enough. And as soon as we snip that lump, as soon as they remove that lump, that's it. It's completely gone from her body. That there's no cancer that's spread anywhere else in her body, because she's only 4.5 years old. And I'm not ready to let her go yet. So, but hopefully I'm looking on the positive side that once they remove this lump from her leg, this little tiny mass, just looking to see if I've got anything big enough to, it's just like a tick. It really does look like a tick that's had too much to drink. And those of you that have removed ticks from dogs, you'll know what I mean. So once they remove that mass, this little tiny mass. Once they remove that's it. That's the cancer gone from her body. So that's what I'm holding. That's the hope that we're holding on to. That's the vibes that we're putting out, the positive energies, the healing energies, and the thoughts and prayers that we're putting out into the universe. That the mass goes, so does the cancer, and that it's nowhere else in her body. So that's it from us for this evening. Like I said, short and sweet, because it's a tough one to do. And but always remember, to hug those that are close to you. Make sure that those that you tell people that you love them. Don't let it go unsaid. Have no regrets. Get out there, live life to your fullest, live your best life now, and take those that you love along with you on the journeys to live your best life now. Make them part of it. Always be in contact with them, because you never know. And that not only humans, pets as well. Pets as well. Give them lots of extra loving and anything, because you never know what life's going to throw at you. And the fact that going on a different cancer journey with a dog this time is, yeah, that's going to be interesting. So thank you all for your thoughts, your prayers, your healing energies, and everything else. And we will keep you posted. So go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling evening. And always remember, no matter what happens, today is always super fantastic and sparkling. He konera. Oh, we'll be back tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific with Nicole. She'll be on with us. So we will see you then.